Okay, now this is going to be something of a, more of an experiment, but it's also tied in with the Explorers Guild tutorials that I'll be doing. It's kind of like tutorially, but at the same time it's game dev. The tutorials will not be the same as this, because this is kind of like going to be a fully fleshed game eventually. And I'm going to start with creating a settings menu similar to this, except for the cheat mode, that's going to be dev mode, and then add a play the game here. So we're going to set up something similar to this. And the first thing is to have a common event. This is the template that I use. For now, just a local switch. And that will be turned on. This is initialize. And then the second one is to check the variables throughout the game. Set to local. So let me see. The idea behind this is you're going to move the cursor, the sword cursor, up and down, and then left and right to toggle the switches on or off. So those are the keys that we ideally need. I normally have a universal variable, universal or random variable. Key up, key right, down, left, we need a decider as well, and then one for cancel. I probably won't need cancel. But then I usually add a few notes. This one would be keys. Next one, camera settings. Player. That'll do for now. So, we will create a check variable box for key up. No, that's set variable. Key up, which is so up, right, down, left. Okay, cancel. Right. Next one. Okay. And finally cancel. We'll flesh this out a bit later. Yeah. That's about right. Let's rename this. Like so. I'm actually going to delete that and that. Intro cutscenes. I just like everything structured. Change the settings. Now we're set. That's where the menu will first kick in, I guess. And then add another map for the desert town. That would be that one. Deserton. Geez, that's an original name. So now, I'm gonna flesh this out a bit and expand it. Or expand and flesh it out, I should say. And for that, we delete a whole lot of things. It's making preparation for all the assets I'm going to add. First is terrains. That's the first one. That's so good. Oh, wow, 591. That's including everything, right? So then the market pack. This is the new market stall. Is not that much because I've only just started redoing them, optimizing them and tweaking them slightly. So I'll add those. More terrains. Which I don't have one for sand. I thought I did. Okay. Oh, shut up. Bloody error. Then we'll have the signs. Okay. Yes, creating this. I want the sandy one. Which is down here. And the plain sands. You get rid of that. So structuring it, I don't know. I think there's going to be 2 market stalls here, 2 there, possibly another one here, and then have like the counters here and here, 2, maybe 3. Expand, drop down that and expand it. And don't know. Hey Jacob, hi, welcome. I'm okay, but not so okay, but okay. You know how it goes. Welcome to the stream, and you know I've been following your projects, by the way, very carefully. Although I haven't said much, just eagerly following it. I was just planning how to do this town thingy. So it looks like a town anyway. I have one there. that one. Damn, I don't have any boxes. I haven't redone the boxes yet, so that's going to be something to look forward to. And then we'll have some water. Probably evaporate in the sun though, right? Hey, Shiz. Hi, welcome. I'm just trying to figure out this Deserton one, and the boxes evaded me. Or rather, I evaded the boxes. I got some old ones here, like there. Maybe I'll just add them to the list for something. Like placeholders or something. That would be good. Oh, okay. See, I got like this is a whole market pack, and these are the old models. The ones I've done are in version 1.2. I've been trying to optimize them a lot more, but it's so bloody slow. Painstaking. So just add these for now. Placeholders are good. They can be very useful. And one there, like that. Yeah, that'll do for now. You can flesh it out a bit later. But oh, the one water everywhere, not a drop to drink. Who said that? Shakespeare? No, that was Wordsworth, wasn't it? Probably don't need all of this path. Okay, so that can probably be deleted. And I don't know, it's just kind of like I want this to be slightly different but the same as the other tutorial ones, just sort of make it a little bit more unique. I mean, I have a picture in my head, just don't know how to translate it yet. So I'm going to expand that a bit. And also expand this. But let me see. This is going to be the Explorers Guild. And that Something like that. Nestled among the trees. Mapping can be like that. Putting it all together can be testing, yeah. For sure. You know, I'm not a great mapper anyway. So it sort of like makes it a little more difficult, if you like. For me anyway. Some people are just natural map creators. I've never been. Okay, so that's that. I think I'm going to delete these pathways as well. And delete that. Kind of I really could have sworn I had a sandy pavement instead of that mossy one. Don't know. Might have to change that. I'll have to change that as well. I really don't like the way that is set up. Oh, 3D printer. I've had one of those on my wish list for like forever. Whether or not you know, RPG Maker Times' mascot is Trigger the Troll. And that is something I wouldn't mind playing with, having these little models. I wouldn't be able to wait, you know, take it out of the box. It's like, you know, new toy. Doesn't matter if it's mine or not. She'd just have to deal with it, and I'll face the wrath later. Yeah. In fact, I probably would get in a world of trouble if I did that. Right, so want you to edit this way to get ideas. Oh yeah. Now that would be cool. I can just imagine having you know, the shoji doors and what are they called, tatami mats. That would be that would be awesome. Oh yeah. See you later, Jacob. Thanks for popping in. It was appreciated. And I'd say enjoy the meeting, but who enjoys meetings? Yeah. This after I've done this, just sort of like flesh this little part out, I'm gonna focus on the menu team meeting for the game. Definitely. Alright, see you later. I want to focus on the menu a little bit, because Shiz, if you probably didn't catch at the beginning, but this is what I'm gonna try and do, is to create this kind of menu, except the cheat mode isn't going to be there. It's going to be like devlog or something, and then it's going to have play the game here. I just did this as a bit of a experiment before, and I didn't get it to work properly, so hopefully in the live stream it will work. Fingers crossed. But definitely try and do something with it. That's got another barrel. I'm gonna deal with the stairs later anyway. Haven't gotten around to working on my intro page or intro menu. Yeah, the thing is about SGB is just kind of like when I was working on Quietus, the menu system itself got a little bit too complex, even for me. I mean, I had all the notes and everything, but then it's like if you keep it simple or simple enough, then it can be, you know, you can do it. But if things go a little bit beyond that, then it becomes a little bit weird. It's just the way that SGB handles its events and the triggers itself. So it's like you know what to do. And the frustrating thing is everything has to be in a particular order in order to get it structured perfectly, because otherwise if you have one little thing out of the way, then it'll just skip whole chunks of it. I don't know why, but can actually create some really nice menus. So I presume that your game is coming along nicely. Hard staying motivated, reserving energy. I think about it and work. Blah. Oh yeah, I hear ya. They transitioned from nights, where I was working 10 p.m. until 7 p.m. and they transitioned to twilight, so I'm now working 6:30 p.m. to midnight. And while on the one hand it's kind of like it's handy because I generally stay up for like, you know, a couple of hours afterwards, it's sort of trying to find the motivation to do it. There's always other things, and then there's a lot of stress and other issues going on that kind of like just detract from that motivation. So, you know, either getting into the groove somehow and finding that motivation, or just I don't know, that's the hardest part anyway. But somehow we push through, right? We do bits and pieces each time, and every little helps. That should, well, that could be here. I think I'll move this there for now. I don't know, this doesn't quite translate. Okay, I'll delete that. What the hell? That doesn't seem right. That's better. I'm going to group that together. Yeah, that's always, you know, that's always a good. It's, you know, one thing I'm not good at, but I know many people are. They can do that. It's kind of like that micromanagement or time management, multitasking, etc. It seems too crowded, too cluttered. So maybe probably have to move this back or sort of reduce its size or something. Keep it for now. Yeah, so that would mean they're coming up from here and they're going like straight. So this would pretty much be like this, right? Legend of the Gaia. I have seen games that, like, I have seen that game, but I've never, you know, really got into it. Watched other people play it. It's, yeah, I can see why you would. For me, it was it was actually specifically the old classics as a general whole, this the Super Nintendo. I'm just trying to think. Ocarina of Time was a major influencer for like the 3D games, especially when I discovered Unreal, and I have never used it. But for the one that most inspired me, I think, was the original Ys, or Ys, Vanishing Omens for the Sega Master System. That one was what ultimately inspired me. And then way back then, we didn't have the same shit that we had now. You had to like literally hard code it. So years later, with things like RPG Maker, and that was 2000. That's pretty much what started the entire thing for me, and I've been going on ever since. But embarrassingly, I have yet to produce an actual game. So yeah. I think, I'm determined to produce at least one. So we'll do this one. And make this a little bit more symmetrical. That one. Nar, hello, welcome to the stream. I am just in time. I'm gonna do a custom settings menu shortly. Just trying to figure this bloody thing out. Getting just sort of wanting to get a little bit done on the market scene for Deserton. At least get one map done, and then I am going to create this sort of settings menu. So like the custom menu, up and down we'll move the sword, and then left and right we'll turn the toggle the switches on or off. Cheat mode isn't going to be there, so, like a dev log, and then it's going to be right here, there will be play game. I was experimenting with it earlier. I don't know if you probably saw in Discord, but I couldn't get it to work, so hopefully it's going to be, it'll probably work, hopefully, in this time around. Yeah, you can literally create a lot of custom menu but because of certain limitations, it'll probably, keeping it simple is the order of the day. Trying to figure out, this is going to be like symmetrical. So this would have to be here. And then this part, I guess. Yeah, okay. That'll do for now. Got an. So I wet your whistle, so to speak, or piqued your interest. Cool. I figured I'd do something a little different rather than just creating maps and, you know, tutorializing events and shit. I just, you know, thought, now that I know roughly how to do it, I might as well do it in a live stream. And people, if people didn't manage to get here afterwards, then why not just, you know, watch it outside? The biggest limitations, like it's impossible to do this sort of limitation. In my experience, the biggest issue is the way that SGB specifically processes, interprets, and articulates its events, notably with the triggers, because it's sort of like certain ones will take priority over the other, and then it won't follow a logical sequence. So as a result, sometimes, very rarely I must admit, but sometimes you'll sort of like, it'll skip whole chunks of things. There are workarounds for that, and there are ways to sort of like say, okay, do this or else do this. But yeah, it just sort of takes a little bit of time, and I think that's probably the most thing for the more complex ones like Quietus, where I actually had menus and submenus, and everything worked to a point before it just went, huh? Water particles, and they follow the. Ah, yeah. That is interesting. I would like to see something like that done. I haven't played around with particles much for a while. There's what is it? Particle effects, and I think I've mastered the transparency and the mixed transparency, you know, with the window frame, and then they have the transparent window, which I'll be tutorializing very soon. I'm going to finish out a few things. The first thing, anyway, for the menu is obviously to create some variables. And then for this, these are the keys we'll need. We're going to be using. Adding some game images now. When I can find them. We need that one. Pretty much all of them. So that, no, that's not the right one. Where did I have the cursor? Oh, I hate it when that happens. That, yeah. It's so frustrating. That's what happened to Quietus, the original one. I'd gotten quite far, and pretty much it crashed, or the system crashed. My Windows insisted on doing its updates, blah blah blah, and it froze the system, so I crashed it. So by the time I went, the entire project was corrupt and I couldn't use it, so I had to start again. So make backups of backups of backups. You can never have too many backups. But then again, I think it was That should be the cursor. Okay, that is why it's not there. Anyway, I think it was Stephen King who said, it was somebody who had actually said, you know, when you write a novel, burn it and write it again, because the second time you write it, it'll be better than the first one. So I don't know how true that is, but it certainly seems to be true from, like, you know what I've been doing? Okay, that's the cursor. And that's the settings background. It happened before. Characters around the map and sneak attacks on the enemy. Back's turn. The kick notifies you only on the next turn. Ooh. Nice. That's really neat. It's interesting seeing, you know, other people's you know, what other people are up to. It's kind of like something that usually, especially in Discord, when people share, it's like, I never thought about that. Okay, so here we go. What broke mine was I set up multiple characters move up and down, and if it touched you, you die and start at the beginning. First touch crashed it. Ugh. Too many synchronized events and not enough because you retained a part of the novel, or part you liked, made the novel and cut out the gunk. Yeah, true, but too many synchronized events all trying to move at the same time, unfortunately, will crash it. It depends on memory as well. I don't tend to have too many crashes on mine so far. So this one's going to have, let me see, this one will have this one will have 2 vents. Yeah, that is really neat. Sneak attack. So this one is enable, for which the switch would be on. This one switches off. The universal switch. And we'll have this one as the enable. Enable on. Disable. 2D 3s that look 3D, but they look fine with the shadows across. May go away. Build it into Unity, but I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, you mean like the billboard type trees. I tried creating trees, but unfortunately that is something that I absolutely cannot do. I just can't create trees. Really flawed and held by gum and twigs. I like that, held by gum and twigs. As and when you're ready, feel free to post it on Discord, or post it on Discord and somebody else, if they have time, then maybe tweak it. Say, hey, this is where it's going wrong. But that would be up to you. I'd be interested in seeing it for sure. So this particular one this is for the okay, where is it? This is for disabling the menu and stuff, because otherwise here it is. Player control, because otherwise there's sort of, when you do the menu, the character is all going to be running around the place, etc. And during that time we disable menu. I really need to do half of this, but still. What would I like to see next edition? Definitely the ability to play movies, or at least like short cut scenes. Instead of having to use a series of images, I would definitely like to see that. I'd like to see them fix the interpretation of all of these things, so that if going in a proper order, like say for instance this particular one, the auto syncs and start and repeat one takes priority over everything, and I think this one is roughly the same, then it would be this one, then it would be that one, and so on. But then depending upon the actual order of the tabs, it seems to be a little bit messed up. You have to have them in a proper order, and I would like to see, therefore, that you can drag the tabs across to the correct positions. A little bit more customizability of the menu, like say if you wanted to add or subtract things, if you didn't want a save in the main menu, you can disable that option primarily. It's probably more. I think a lot of there was a discussion, wasn't there, in Discord about it, and most of those things, yeah, I would say, but definitely movies and definitely draggable tabs. And at this point, talking of which, I'm not sure if this should be started one time only. I think this should be synchronized to that. So let me name that. Controls. We'll do it that way, you're going to need it. So for this particular one, we are going to start. This is where that switch came in handy. So I'm going to turn them all off. I have used the battle events, and I've kind of like used them quite successfully. There's sort of like, there's various things that you could do. I was trying to create an ABS at one point, but it sort of got to the point where it was sort of still limited, or within the limitations there were certain things you can't do without extensive workarounds, but it is possible. I know what is going on, but NDA, NDC, non-disclosure, that kind of thing, I know what's happening, but I'm not saying anything. I will not say anything until Smile Boot makes it official. Because, beta tester, going back in time, there was I think I was in the right place at the right time. At the time on Facebook, I saw this like really cool looking new RPG maker called Smile Game Builder, and I thought, yeah, okay, I'll promote it. So Sana DM'd me and said, hey, how would you like to beta test it? And I was beta testing it for ages, and that's why I kind of like know a lot about it, because I took the time, or had the time to go through it before anybody else, so that when it came to it, then when it was the tutorials specifically were just to showcase some things, and then one thing led to another, and it's like, here's how you can do this and this and this. So yeah, an ABS is action battle system, like in Zelda style. Yeah, that's what an ABS is. And a couple of local variables. This is going to be for the position. And this is the X coordinate, which is set to 120. Cursor X1, and then I believe this is going to be the Y. Set that to 195. I do have notes, by the way, that I'm referring to, so it's cool. Display the image. This may take a while, because the notes that I got, honestly, they don't make any sense to me right now. So I'm practically doing this by almost by memory. So this one would be the cursor. X and Y. I'm going to play test this a minute. Yeah, that looks good so far. Display text as image. to make that number 2, and then we'll have skip intro, tutorials, 18 plus content, devlog, and play. I'll put this in italics as well. Uh, 200, yeah. Okay, that's good. Gotta put the switches on or off and do the keys. So, oh god, here we go. I tried doing this on the last live screen and I just could not concentrate on it. It was like blah. So, gotta have a couple of images here. Starting with number 30. There is actually a simpler way you can do this, but this is kind of like a okay, need 7, so it's 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is a better way of doing this, but I found this is the simplest way. If anything, a bit of ideas and features and world building with some characters, but for the life of me, cannot think of a story. What do I do for inspiration? A lot of it I base on personal experience, like certain events or certain instances, listening to conversations with people, overhearing things. Sometimes those will give inspiration. I go to, there used to be this site called Seventh Seal, where you could kind of like have generate random titles of games, random bios of people, things like that, and see if one strikes me. Sometimes it'll be other games, sometimes it'll be watching TV, could be one of anything. So and made a mistake. That's not. This should be display text. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, getting inspiration comes from the weirdest parts, and for a lot of people, having the story, it's either one thing: you have the story, but you don't know how to create the game, or you have an idea for a game, but you don't know how to create the story. So, best thing is just to dive in and then see what happens, I guess. It's just what I often do. Okay, so this one, let me see, do the color white. For 450 and 200. do a yellow for this one. Off. More afraid of committing to one idea. You know, Alf, my other half is constantly on to me about that. You know, she says to me all the time, you have so many ideas bouncing around in your head. You try to focus on them too many at once. And so it's a matter of, you know, grabbing one idea and then focusing on that. And if you have other ideas from that, then write them down so that you can kind of like balance them all out. Even if you write 1,000 ideas, you just focus on the one at a time, and go from there pretty much. I think that's good advice. It's certainly paid off a lot for me. People can sort of like bounce around all the time, and that's not something that I can do. So let's say 380 by 200. Yeah, that should be good. Now I don't have any notes on this, so I've got to figure all of this shit out myself. I wish I'd put the coordinates and stuff like that. I do have the coordinates, just not. Alright. Number 32. Color yellow. And the coordinates. Okay, I see. That's because it's yellow because it's meant to be on, and it's off because it's meant to be white. Right. Yellow, and this one would be on. God, this is tiring. Painstaking. 200. And so the next one would be color white. It's off. Don't really need to put the \C to close it, but I do for consistency. 80. Next one, 34. Um, 34, so this would be color yellow. On. No, I don't think it would be, because the SGB screen is actually a fixed size. As far as I know, within SGB itself, there isn't any way to resize the screen. If you were going to do that in, say, Unity, and you're changing the screen size, maybe not. I've never tested it, but it's because it's kind of like, I think, the way that it would work, or my understanding of it at least, would be when you port it over to Unity and you increase the screen size, then it'll sort of like automatically translate, if you know what I mean. But this monitor is you know, I don't know. When is this monitor? It's a 1690, 1600 by 900. So yeah, it shouldn't really. It doesn't seem to be a problem here. 34 on, color yellow, 420. 450, I mean. And 2 and 5. Number 35. See. 450. 380. 275. Yeah, I got all of this messed up. Hold on a minute, that's 35. Oh my god, yeah. Checking this out now. We have white on 450 to 100. Bear with me. Yellow off 380 to 100. 32 yellow on. That's correct. Okay, this is where I got confused. Yeah, I think the current resolution is 960 by 544. 960 by 544. That's the SGB's standard resolution, even when it's in full screen. So number 36. White on 450 and 310. Last one. Thank God for that. It is case sensitive. $380 by 4. No, 310. Now to play test it to see if everything's correct in the correct positions. And no, they're not. Oh God. Here we go again. Okay. This is why. That should be 240. And 240. And hooray! Way to go. So now we can, I'm going to put in the keys moving up and down, and then left and right to toggle switches. We'll probably set up the switches first, right? And this is where this would come in handy. One, 2, 3, 4. skip intro. Tutorials. 18 plus content. And devlog. So this is turned to off. No, you don't want to skip the intros. This one is turned to on. You want to show the intro. And this one is set to on. I think this one will set. And this one is set to off by default. So that put all the switches on beforehand. Now comes the really fun part, right? This is probably, since this is mostly from memory now, because I don't understand my notes. Okay, this might mess up a lot. So this one is for the skip intro. I'm only using this for reference, right? If the cursor position is 1, first in the list, then display the image, first one. Say put 40 so it overwrites everything. Should be first position. That's a little bit too large. Let's try 60%. It's 80%. Yeah, I like how you can actually see this live. It was one of the latest editions. You can actually see the zooming thing actually in the image thing. That's become very handy. Okay. maybe 75%. That's better. Okay, when the cursor position is first one, display that, and then check if the key pressed is up. I'm going to use this one. And for when it's released, down, left, right. Left. And right. So when it's up, we're just gonna leave that one, but when it's up, I need to add 1 to the variable. Add 1 to the cursor. That's right. Because it's moving the position down. Add 1. I would say 35. Because that's roughly the size of the cursor, it would be 35. So you're going to add it to the X coordinate to move it down. And then move the cursor to X and Y. So that's going to be it. I'm just going to verify this, and then I'm going to end the stream because I mean, do this like first part and then end the stream. So it moves a little bit too slowly. I want it to be practically instant. Key down. Here we go again. This would be number 30 for the on or off, and color white on. $450. 310. No, it's not. Actually, it's 200. And 31. Which would be yellow. That would be off. and then toggle the switch to off. Copy that. Oh god, jeez. Oh, that would be awesome. Absolutely awesome. It'd help a lot of other people as well. Okay, that should be good. So the next one, we'll just copy and paste this one. It should be the same. Except this one will be for the tutorials. This is painstaking. So we want the image for that. And instead subtract 1, subtract 35, $33. Okay. Now to see if it's working. Hopefully it is. Positioning. Oh, bloody. Here we go. Gotta get this done. This part. This should be 380. Well, anyway, here we go. I'll figure that out next. But the up and down is meant to be like it'll turn on or off. You know what? I'm determined to get this. It's gonna bug me like a bug. Otherwise. Right. So off would be, this would be 380 because it's off. Oh my god, yes. I think that'd be good. If not, you're gonna hear me. Oh, that's different. That's different. That's not what I expected, but I kind of like it, because if gonna do that for the next one. That's kind of cool, right? To actually tell you, it'll actually move the switch that's on or off here. The original one was basically whichever one you had got, it would just go in yellow. So like this. Let's check to see if the switches are working correctly, and there they are. You know what? That's cooler than the template. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here, and at least like for you guys, got a little bit of insight into creating a menu, and for anybody else who will be watching this, you will get a little bit of an idea as well. But the debug menu, you just, when you're playtesting it, you just press F5 and it'll show it all up, and then you know, you can do, it'll show you. It doesn't have local variables. It only has like you know, the main variables and the switches. It's pretty cool. Whew, okay, thank you guys. Yeah, I'm hoping to do this every Sunday, but we shall see. At least do something. And I'm going to end the stream for now. See you in Discord. And once again, thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. So, talk to you later.